We have the ground turkey here, and I went ahead and seasoned it up with a little bit of chili powder, garlic, herb mixture with grill mates, and then I put them in my cast iron griddle skillet. They have the grill marks, so I don't have to go outside on the grill to get those marks that I want, because I don't want smash burgers, still want the delicious turkey burgers. And so I went ahead and I did them inside, and then they flipped over so easily. I was struggling doing it with one hand, but they flipped over so easily because they were ready to be flipped. If it's still sticking on the pan, it is true. Do not touch it. It's ready to be flipped over, okay? So then you see the beautiful color that came on the burgers, and then I sauteed some mushrooms with Worcestershire sauce to go on top of my burgers, because these are mushroom turkey burgers. Then I also sauteed some white onions and orange bell pepper. If you don't want white onions or you want purple or red onions, you go off, you do you. This is what we had, that's what we used. So I put the mushrooms on top of every single patty, because we all eat mushrooms in this house. If you don't like mushrooms, don't use them. But we all use mushrooms in the house, so every patty did get mushrooms on top. And I made sure to arrange those neatly on top, even though they were about to be topped off with our bell pepper and onion mixture. So I chopped with the bell peppers and onions, and then I came back with some of my favorite peppers, serrano peppers, and I added them to the top of my patties only because I'm the only one in the house who likes spice right now. Well, until my mommy comes back. But I went ahead and added the spice to the top of the burgers that I like, which is serrano peppers, just to give it a little bit of kick. Then on top of that, I went ahead and added the cheese. As you can see, I'm struggling with one hand. But I added the cheese to the top of that. The cheese that I used was a Colby Jack cheese. If you don't like Colby Jack cheese, use whatever cheese you prefer. That's what we had. That's what we went ahead and used. And so I added the cheese to the top of the patties. If you're trying to distinguish between whose is whose, this is where I do it in my household, because number one, I'm the only one who wants the peppers on top. Number two, I don't want as much cheese as everybody else. Then I go ahead and pour a little bit of chicken broth in between those 4 patties before I add the lid to the top and cover it to let it, number one, finish cooking, and number two, melt the cheese that is on top. We cover it and we let that process complete. We say bye-bye and we go ahead and toast our buns. I lightly toasted my burger buns because I didn't want them too crispy where you couldn't pick them up and really bite into it and hold it in your hands. So my buns are lightly toasted. I did patty down first. Then on top of the patty, I did a little bit of mixed lettuce on top of that, and I topped mine off with tomato because my father does not do tomatoes like that. This is also where you can customize your burger however you want to customize it with the toppings to be able to tell. So I topped my patty off with those tomatoes. Then on the side, I did make some massive potato wedges. Everything was massive tonight. And so I made the potato wedges. I put them on the side of the plate. The potato wedges I simply cut into wedge form, a little bit of olive oil, tossed it with salt, pepper, and chili powder, and that is the final product, you all. Look at that. Looks so yummy, right? So I top it off with my favorite thing, which is Thousand Island dressing. I like that on my burgers. And I put some on top of the patty that I did not put on top. Just showing you all this clip so you can see how juicy the burger actually is. Gotta get the top on there good. I thought I was gonna cut it, but then I changed my mind because I'm like, you know what, let's just do a nice little bite and then show you all how juicy the burger is. You see that? That's the juices of the burger and the seasoning that was inside. Very, very great. Give it a try.